Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on my channel. I have bangs, just to acknowledge the elephant in the room. I don't know if I like them yet. I might have them changed a little bit, I'm not sure yet. Just ignore them. They're a thing. Okay, I know they're a thing. So I'm going to talk about some K-pop pet peeves today, and I know I'm not the only one to do this kind of thing. DareDB K-pop was actually the inspiration for this video because I saw that he did one. I didn't actually watch his, so that my pet peeves were mine and not like ones that I heard him say. There may be some similar ones, I don't know, like I said, I didn't watch his video. I don't mean these in any kind of hateful way, they're just things that kind of get on my nerves in the K-pop world, and I thought I would talk about them just because I thought it would be interesting. So, one of my biggest pet peeves that I talk about kind of a lot, but not like too much, I don't think, is when certain K-pop songs have a rap part that either doesn't fit where they put it or it just doesn't fit in the song in general, or it was like unnecessary for the song. I feel like this is a lot of the time. There are so many songs that I've listened to where I've been enjoying the song and then this rap part comes on and I'm just kind of thrown off by it, or I feel like it doesn't go with the flow of the rest of the song or whatever. It's not that I don't like rap, I just think not every song needs a rap part. And I get that they're maybe trying to make it fair so that not just the vocal members but also the rapping members have a part in the song, but I just don't think that it's a good use of the distribution in the song. Like, give the rapper a singing part. Most rappers are actually really good singers. So, I mean, like, I don't know, maybe there's something I'm missing, but that always got on my nerves. Another huge pet peeve of mine is when people pester groups to change their concept. And it's usually groups that kind of are not concept heavy in the first place. Like Twice is a really good example. They've had pretty much the same kind of structure to the group and the songs as like a whole since they debuted, and people are always getting so butthurt that they won't change their concept, or that they won't do a girl crush concept or a sexy concept, whatever. And I think that's really irritating because like there are so many other groups in K-pop that change their concept every time they have a comeback that I think it should be like satisfying enough. But I mean, I guess I kind of get it when you only stand like one or two groups and one of those groups never does anything different. I get that it can be boring, but I think Twice in general, their concept works really well for them and kind of how they were built as a group, and I don't think they need to change their concept. I think they're fine the way they are. And like Astro, people have been wanting them to do a different concept other than, you know, like their cute, youthful, like carefree concepts for a really long time, and I just don't think that they need to. I think it suits them really well to what they're doing now, just kind of letting their concepts naturally come to them. They're kind of getting more mature now because they're getting older, and I think that it's really smart for the company to do it that way. On a related note to the last one, it really bothers me when people sexualize idols, but specifically younger idols. Kind of continuing what I was saying is people were pressuring Astro to do a sexy concept back when Sana was still like 16, and I just think that's really inappropriate and kind of disgusting because he was so young, and even now Sana is like this giant kid, and I think, what is he now, like 19 maybe? I can't actually remember, but even as an older person, he's still this like youthful kid in his head and acts like such a child still, that I couldn't imagine them doing a sexy concept because I just don't think I would be able to look at it and feel like it was natural for them. It doesn't feel like something they're ready for in their careers yet. I understand it with some other groups, I guess, maybe like 17. I could understand them doing a sexy concept at this point in time, but years ago, no. And the sexualization of idols is really a problem outside of just the younger idols. I notice pretty much daily as far as like however often I go on Pinterest, I always see posts on there sexualizing the members of Twice, specifically Jihyo, because she has bigger boobs, and saying really disgusting things about them. And I've seen, I think there was something about Mina's thighs on there that was just really way too graphic for Pinterest. I mean, Pinterest just for like DIYs and crafting and stuff. Like, why is that on there? But I've always found it kind of uncomfortable. I don't know. I know it's a natural thing for some people to just see a person and be sexually attracted to them, but I think there's a line, and then there's a point when it's too much, and that's a lot of the time with K-pop, and I just kind of find it inappropriate because it's not necessary all the time. Pet peeve of mine that isn't necessarily like a big pet peeve is people thinking you can only stan boy groups or girl groups, or people who don't necessarily have a good reason for standing one and not the other. I've seen the same argument thrown both ways, that, oh, all their songs sound the same, or all these groups sound the same, you know, people who think all girl groups sound the same, people who think all boy groups sound the same. Like, they obviously didn't delve very far into either one. And I will admit that I used to be someone who thought girl group songs were all just kind of annoying until I started learning more girl groups and listening to more of their songs, and I realized there are girl groups that fit my tastes. You know, I think there's a group out there for everybody. Picking a side is kind of limiting things like a lot and making it a little more difficult than it needs to be. My next pet peeve is dating in K-pop. Now, not only do I find it stupid when fans get upset that idols are dating, but I find it stupid that idols are not allowed to date in most cases in general. I find it so stupid that these companies think that they're doing this great thing by promoting this image of idols as being these like pure, innocent, untouched human beings, when they're kind of creating more of a problem with it by doing it that way, because it's making fans have these unrealistic ideas that our oppa is this perfect human being who doesn't look at women, you know? It's just, I've always had this huge reservation about dating rules in K-pop, and I think any company that has that in their contract needs to just cut that out. This pet peeve is more of a small one, as it is very rare to come across this, but I kind of get really irritated when songs are not the best quality. And what I mean by this is usually, like I said, it's really rare. Usually I'll be listening to a song and really enjoying it, having it up at full volume, and there will come a part that either peaks and it's just like, oh my god, it killed my eardrums, or you can hear like the P sound doesn't hit the microphone right because maybe they don't have a pop filter on their microphone, and it just makes no sense to me when companies whose sole purpose is to make music are making songs that have these problems. If you're putting all this money and effort into making music, you at least want to have like the best equipment, maybe? This is a thought. Another of my biggest pet peeves is forced talents or skills or what have you. I don't know exactly what to call them. An example is when groups go on Weekly Idol and they do their like profile thing and they get to their special skills section, and you can tell that they just wrote anything that they could think of. And I find it so cringy to see idols doing these really demeaning things, like Hwasa doing her sexy cleaning the house kind of thing, or, you know, just making sounds with their mouth like animal impressions and stuff. And you can tell that these idols really had to go that extra mile to think of something that they can put in their skills section, because apparently being an idol and dancing and singing and rapping and all this other stuff is not talented enough for variety TV. They have to do something to make a fool of themselves, otherwise people don't want to watch it. I cringe so hard whenever I have to watch idols do impressions. I hate that kind of thing so much. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just weird. Another pet peeve of mine that people are maybe gonna take personal is declarations in comment sections. And by this I mean, if I were to comment on a Twice video and I'm like, I'm an XOL, but I'm here to support Twice. Or if I commented on a BTS video and I was like, I'm a carrot and this is amazing. Like, that kind of thing, I just feel like it's unnecessary. I know you're proud of the group that you stan, but I stan so many groups that I wouldn't be able to do that, so I just wouldn't. You know, I don't feel like telling the world what group you stan is really achieving anything. Just say that you like the song that you're commenting on. Like, that'll be enough. Another somewhat rare-ish pet peeve of mine is when companies force idols to either strain or sing out of their register. And you can hear the strain in their voice because it's not comfortable, and then it just doesn't sound good. I mean, the song can sound good, but that one part is just always going to be really hard to listen to, at least in my opinion. A good example is Big Hit or whoever makes their music. I'm not saying that companies are solely responsible, but a lot of the time, V from BTS is singing in a much higher register than what I think sounds good for him. There are songs that he has sung in his lower register, which I think is where he's most comfortable, and it sounds amazing. It sounds comfortable for him. It doesn't sound forced. And then there's Jimin, where he's a lot of the time singing up so high that it just sounds like screaming. And I'm not hating on BTS at all. I'm just saying those are the examples that I'm using. There are other examples of this in other groups. Pretty much everybody has done it. And it's not necessary. Again, there are members who can sing that part comfortably, so why force another member to do it? I don't know. I hate it though. Another somewhat controversial pet peeve of mine is fans who think that you have to like every song by a group in order to be a fan of them, or you have to support every comeback like it's your favorite. And it always feels kind of crappy when you're talking to someone and you say, they ask, oh, do you like this group? And you say, yeah. And they ask, oh, did you like this newest comeback? And you say, oh, no, not really. It wasn't my taste, or no, it wasn't my favorite. They just kind of gloss over it like, yeah, I loved it. They're the most talented group ever. Everything they do is perfect. And they act like you kind of were hating on the group and you were just giving an opinion. It drives me nuts. Like, there are so many EXO songs that I don't like, even though EXO is my favorite group, my #1 ultimate bias group. I love them, but there are songs I don't like. And I have not really talked about the songs that I don't like, because then people will come after me and tell me I'm not a real EXO fan. And it's stupid. Like, it's not that serious. Nobody walks around loving every single song on the planet, so why do you have to love every song just because it's your favorite group? Last pet peeve, because I couldn't think of any more and this video is already really long anyway, is the fucking hate that new fans get. And let me tell you, I have experience with this, because as a new fan, when I first started getting serious about K-pop back in 2015, I would not troll in the traditional sense of like a troll leaving hate comments, but like I would silently read the comment sections of EXO videos. And I've talked to somebody before who didn't want to leave any comments on videos like I did. Like, I was afraid to leave comments because they discovered a group when this one specific song brought them a lot of attention and they didn't want to seem like a fake fan. And that was honestly me with EXO, because I started liking them because of Call Me Baby, because a lot of people were reacting to it on YouTube and I got interested. And I didn't want to comment because there were people in the comments that were like, all these new fake fans coming in, ugh, and I didn't want to get hate for it. And I did get hate for it on like Tumblr and stuff, because I was a non-K-pop fan becoming a K-pop fan, because you have to be born a K-pop fan in order to like K-pop. Everyone knows that. It's unnecessary. Again, so many things are unnecessary. I just hate that like so many people seem to be turned away from K-pop because of their own kind. As K-pop fans, we should be welcoming each other. I just realized through that whole video I was playing with my curler. Apologies. That is the end of my video, and I think that's good because it's really long right now and I need to stop talking. Sorry again if you got offended by anything that I said. I didn't mean it directed at anybody in specific. And if there's anything you want me to make a video about, you can let me know. Thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.